Dear students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor P. Bhaskar Reddy, Department of Ancient Indian History, Culture and Archaeology, Sri Venkateswara University, Tirupati, the Principal Investigator of the course Indian Culture and course coordinator of the paper Museology. In the module, you are going to learn about the Museum of Man, Manav Sangrahalaya, Bhopal. In the end of this module, you will be able to learn about the history of the museum, its mission, its collections, exhibitions, research activities, and its importance in tourism. Let us start with the history of the Manav Sangrahalaya. The Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Sangrahalaya, IGRMS, locally known as the National Museum of Man, situated in Shyamala Hills, Bhopal city in Madhya Pradesh. The museum began primarily as an open-air museum in 197 acres of land on undulating hills on the 7-mile-long lakefront of Bhopal. The site is prehistoric, being situated in the quartzite sandstone belt of central India. It has 32 painted rock art shelters from prehistoric, Mesolithic and earlier periods. The museum offers every inch of its site as an item of display and provide exhibitions of diverse temporal and spatial zones. To begin with, Dr. Sachin Rai, a visionary and renowned anthropologist, was first conceptualized the necessity of a museum of man. His noble idea for setting up a museum of man was supported by several anthropologists and social scientists in the Calcutta session of the Indian Science Congress held in 1970. A nucleus office started functioning at New Delhi in 1977 under the Anthropological Survey of India. Later, it was shifted to Bhopal in 1979. After shifting to Bhopal, the museum declared as a National Museum of Man by Government of India in the year 1985. Later, it was renamed as Rashtriya Manav Sangrahalaya and later Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Sangrahalaya, IGRMS. It is the biggest anthropological museum in India, which houses the traditional cultures of our nation. The museum established with a clear vision. The museum is spreading to celebrate the simultaneous validity of various valuable cultural patterns evolved over 1,000 years, working for national integration, highlighting the unity and diversity of India. It promotes research and training and institutional networking for salvage and revitalization of vanishing cultural traditions of India, organizing exhibitions to present an integrated story of biological evolutions and variations. It demonstrates the aesthetic qualities of India's traditional lifestyles, ecology, environment, local values, customs, etc. So far we discussed about the history of the museum, how it was started to focus the traditional cultures with a clear mission and vision. With this mission and vision, the museum collects a huge materials of various cultural traditions of India, and several models of our culture were exhibited in various galleries. Now we look into the museum collections. The IGRMS has been emphasizing on collection and documentation of tradition-based technologies from different parts of the country. Based on the field experience to different remote villages in India, a new open-air exhibition titled Traditional Technology was developed and opened for visitors in the year 2008. The exhibition presents the knowledge or wisdom practiced by indigenous communities in the utilization of locally available resources to fulfill their sustained way of living. By these collections, the museum organized 3 exhibitions, and the objects which were on display are broadly divided into 3 categories. The first category are open air exhibitions. Second category is indoor galleries known as Vidya-mitra and Bhopal Gallery, and the third periodical and temporary exhibitions. The objectives of these exhibitions are to present the cohesive lifestyles of various Indian communities in different eco-climatic zones of the country, their aesthetic values, religious expressions, and socio-economic philosophies for living. With this discussion of its history and collection, now we may move to galleries. First we look into the open air exhibition and the beautiful exhibitions of it. The clusters of the following open air exhibitions are rock art heritage, megalithic cultures of Vidarbha, tribal habitat, Himalayan village, coastal village, desert village, mythological trail, sacred grove, Ainar, Narbadaji-River valley cultures. With the arrangement of these different clusters, the museum provides enjoyment and entertainment to the visitors, and also it became one of the traditional house for preserving the cultures of our India. Now we can move to Rock Heritage Gallery. This museum is one of the few museums in the world which has rock shelters with paintings in its premises. There are 32 prehistoric rock shelters which are given the form of an open air exhibition. These rock shelters are a part of open exhibition known as Rock Art Heritage. There are 4 groups of rock shelters in this museum. The subject matter of older paintings is wild animals, which include elephant, wild, buffalo, ox, cow, antelope, deer, jackal, monkey, dog, etc. Have a look at the prehistoric rock shelters with paintings. Another gallery exhibits tribal habitat and Toda dwellings. It is represented by unique collection of life-size traditional house types of the indigenous tribal and folk communities of India. This exhibition brings about aesthetic beauty, incredible craftsmanship, knowledge and wisdom of the exquisite forms of tribal architecture. Presently, it has 40 exhibits comprising of life-size dwelling complexes, shrines and temples, youth dormitories, village gates and hamlets. Have a look at tribal habitat and different types of Toda dwellings. They are beautiful in construction, attracts more and more visitors. Next gallery represents the Himalayan village. It is one of the interesting and unique items in the outdoor section is the typical stone building of Koti, the dwelling complex of Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. Next gallery is Coastal Village. In this gallery, the vivid spectrum of colorful cultures from the coastal communities of India is best represented here. The main attractions of this exhibition are typical wooden house of Arrapura and Nalkettu from Kerala, the fishermen houses from the coastal plains of Andhra Pradesh, snake boat and paleo dam. These exhibits provide valuable information on the life and culture of the people living in the coastal hills and plains of India. Have a look at the model of the coastal village and Chudan Vellum snakeboard village. Another exhibition in the open air is desert village. The main exhibits in this gallery are dwelling complex of Rajputs from the deserts, traditional bunga of the nomadic Rabari people of Kutch, traditional stone house from Jaisalmer, and a huge chhatri are important examples of stone architecture of Rajasthan. Have a look at the beautiful models of Rabari house and Rajasthan Haveli. And general view of coastal and desert village. Another important attraction of the open air exhibition is Mythological Trail. The myths and stories of different media, terracotta, wood, stone, iron, etc., craftsmen of various artisan groups, incarnation of folk deities, and traditional paintings are the main attraction of this exhibition. Have a beautiful and colorful mythological trail of Indian tradition. These are some of the examples which are on display. The models of cosmology and narrative trails. Sacred Grove is the another gallery. Plants from groves of Kerala, Chhattisgarh, Meghalaya, Manipur, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal and Rajasthan states have been planted in their respective replicas, taking into consideration the geoclimatic condition of the Bhopal. Have a look at the beauty of the Sacred Grove exhibition. Among the important exhibitions, the Ainar is the guardian deity worshipped predominantly in Tamil Nadu and in Tamil villages in Sri Lanka. Have a look at the beautiful objects of Ainars and deities. Among the exhibitions, Narbadaji-River Valley culture is important one. In it, the Gond, Pradhan and Baiga Adivasis living along the river Narmada reflect the cultural personality of the people since ages. They all lovingly call it Narbada Mai. Stories presented here were somewhat more popular and formed a basis of the artworks created by the Adivasis. Have a look at the exhibition of Narbada River Valley cultures and also the ritual practices and worship of the Narbadaji cultures. Besides these exhibitions, recently a traditional technology park was also established. The traditional technology presents the sustainable and eco-friendly nature of exhibits, displaying the knowledge and wisdom practiced by indigenous communities in the utilization of locally available resources. This is one of the important attraction. Exhibits various models of houses and technologies. Have a look at different model houses and technologies. So far, we have seen the various open exhibitions of various cultures of our country, particularly the tribal and various civilizations. Now we may move to indoor museum, Viti Sankul Indoor Museum, which exhibits various lifestyles of our people. Have a look at the general view of the Viti Sankul Indoor Museum with a beautiful entrance. A beautiful dome-shaped architecture has 12 galleries consisting of about 6,678 ethnographic objects with varying themes of presentation. These galleries devoted to human evolution and variation, human Odyssey, Longo Jatra, Mandwa Gohri, ethnic art, belief systems, cosmology and rituals, music and performing traditions, masks, textile and culinary traditions, reserve collection and research, and Naga and northeastern states. In the gallery of human evolution and variation, it displayed exhibits on biocultural evolution of man and variation. Have a look at the model of origin of man and various stages in the evolution of man, the tools used by man in different periods are the best specimens exhibited in this gallery. In the Human Odyssey gallery, depicting material cultural objects on settlement patterns, subsistence and aesthetic activities of hunter-gatherers, shifting cultivators, pastoralists, peasants and ethno-medicine practitioners of India are in display. Have a look at the Human Odyssey gallery and its beautiful objects and exhibition. Longo Jatra, it is another important exhibition which represents a festival of the coitur of lifestyle and festivities of Gond tribes of central India. Different objects related to that festival are on display. Mandwa Gohri is another gallery. Envisages and holistic presentation on the build tribes of western India are displayed here. Have a look at the beautiful collections of Mandwa Gohri gallery. The gallery of ethnic art presents the ethnic art of selected folk and tribal communities from Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, etc. have a beauty of ethnic art collections. A gallery was devoted to represent the belief systems, cosmology and rituals. It presents ritual objects, photographs, masks, memorial pillars, paintings, etc. to narrate the cosmology, belief systems and ritual of different communities of our country. Besides the ethnic cultures, a gallery is devoted to present the music and performing traditions of tribals. It presents music traditions of various communities of the country with a beautiful collection of various musical instruments. Have a look at different types of musical instruments used by the people of our country. Display of masks is another attraction of the Vidya-Mitra Museum. Varieties of traditional masks collected from different parts of India are displayed here. Have a look at the colorful masks of different types. One gallery is devoted to exhibit textile and culinary traditions of India. The traditional architecture, textile tradition, traditional technology and culinary traditions are on display. Have a look at various types of textiles, textile tradition and utensils of culinary tradition. These are the important objects displayed in the gallery. Besides the above, which are on display in the Vidya-Sankur Museum. The museum have a large reserve collection. Nearly 4,000 objects from museum objects are on display in a big hall on the lower ground floor. It is only the museum which displayed the reserve collection. This is one of the few museums where a significant number of specimens from reserve collection is on display for informed visitors. Have a look at the reserve collections and various objects of which are on display. The objects of Naga and northeastern states are also displayed in a separate gallery, which it represents the Far East tribal culture of India. Have a look at the beautiful collection of the Naga and northeast states. So far we have seen the open air exhibitions represent different cultures of our nation, and also indoor museum which houses several galleries for the exhibition of the lifestyles and cultures of different parts of our country. Besides the open air and indoor museum, a periodical and temporary exhibitions were also conducted to focus our culture. Besides, the museum also conducts several temporary exhibitions. Among the temporary exhibitions, the aspects having implications for Indian archaeology, mortuary traditions, traditional water management, Balarang festival, Shashwati, a program on women and cultural heritage are important one. Have a look at Balarang festival celebrated in the museum. Have a look at the cultural performances and workshops on special exhibitions. A tradition of Kerala, 1,000 lamps. Besides these exhibitions, the museum also promotes research activities, particularly to focus the anthropological aspects of India and tribal cultures of our nation. It is designed to make informative, educative and entertaining programs, visitor-friendly environment with improvised form of displays offer a new taste. Its educational programs, workshops, seminars, symposia, group discussions, conferences, cultural programs, regional cultural festivals, lectures, artist camps, etc. are some of the regular activities in the promotion of research. Visual storage and research gallery is meant to provide research opportunities to the students and documentary filmmakers. Have a look at museum educational programs and participation of the visitors. So far, we made our discussion on the history, mission, the collection of the National Museum, open air galleries and indoor galleries, research activities, special exhibitions. With this, the museum occupies an important place, and it is one of the museum which represents the cultures of our nation. The museum depicts the story of mankind in time and space. The celebration of cultural diversity and national integration has been an important aspect of museum education. The IJRMS, through its exhibitions and salvage activities, demonstrate the historic qualities of India's traditional lifestyles, local knowledge, and caution the people against the unprecedented destruction of ecology, environment, local values, customs, etc. The lifestyle of the people living in tribal hamlets, coastal Indian regions, along the lengthy sea coastlines, Himalayan regions, river valleys, deserts, arid zones are presented through exhibitions. To show the richness and diversities, different clusters of traditional house types from different regions are either transplanted or reconstructed as open air exhibitions. Thus, the museum occupies an important place in Indian history and culture, which it is a lone representation of our traditional cultures, represent the lifestyles of the people. For further details, go through the e-text, self-assessment and further sources for further understanding. With this discussion, I hope you may understood the history, mission, the exhibition and importance of the IGRMS Bhopal. Thank you.